Welcome to Paperweights, the podcast where two self-proclaimed gym rats and shooting enthusiasts delve into the world of literature with a sprinkle of humor. Although their biceps could crush a walnut, don't let that intimidate you. They also have a nerdy side. Mike and Brandon have a voracious appetite for reading, particularly in the fantasy genre, and they want to share their passion with you. So grab your protein shake and your favorite novel and join us for a humorous and insightful journey into the world of books with Paperweights.
Welcome back to another episode of the Paperweights. I'm your host, Brandon.
And Justin.
And today we will be finishing our discussion of Book 1 of Red Rising. And some exciting stuff happened. Some things I didn't expect to happen. I don't think many of my predictions came true.
No.
But yeah, it'll be a fun discussion. Be a little relaxed today. Recording this later than we wanted to. I was sick and then had a funeral for my grandmother. So life gets in the way, and you just, it's not that big of a deal to stress things. So get around to some things when you can get around to them. But with that being said, we are sponsored by a Louisiana small business, Mudcat Whiskers. They sell men's grooming products for beards, and they also sell candles and cologne. So if you want to start growing a beard or keeping your beard well maintained and groomed, head on over there. And I personally recommend a wash, conditioner, balm, and oil combo. And that seems to work pretty well for keeping my beard looking nice, shiny, smelling good, and dandruff free. So if you don't like those things or don't have a beard, the candles are a good option to make your house smell good. The cologne is good as well. He also has new shaving creams that are scented as well. So if you keep a clean face, you can still support him and his small business that he pumps back into his classroom, his robotics classroom. So head on over to the website, mudcatwhiskers.com. Use code Paperweights at checkout and save yourself 15%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brandon, we have finished the first Red Rising book.
We have. I've got the second one right here.
Yeah. So, what are your feelings about Red Rising after finishing the first book? Since you never read it before.
I like it. The second part went kind of like I thought it would. The second half of the book, I knew, I predicted that the games were going to last until the end of this book, and then it would move on from there. I predicted that somebody else was going to win the games and not Darrow, and that was not true. Darrow did, in fact, win the games. Severo survived. I thought Severo was going to die. What was that guy's name? Is it Titus? Was he the jackass, the big jackass that was raping and
Yeah.
So that guy, good riddance for him.
Forgot about the twist with him.
What twist specifically?
That he's like Dara was a red.
Yeah, he's a red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. We got a few other twists in this half. Some of them I saw from a mile away, like the Jackal and Mustang being siblings. I was like, I mean, that seems very obvious there. Severo being not Apollo, but Fitchner's was it Fitchner or was it Apollo?
No, it's their proctors. Fitchner, yeah.
Fitchner, yeah. Severo being Fitchner's son was a nice touch.
Yeah.
Um, the ending where he instead of denouncing the arch governor, accepted his offer to basically become part of his family was unexpected. Um, I felt like it was slightly out of character for Darrow. I fully expected Darrow to just be like, "Nah, fuck you. I hate you with a passion." So, um,
Yeah, but he's got his greater mission.
yeah, that's true too. Um, I thought some of the writing in this section was confusing. Um, the section with Darrow meeting with Fitchner, where he at the end of the chapter he knocked him out and stole his grav boots and stuff. That the end of that chapter. So we'll go through a summary
Yeah.
in a minute, but um, like the basically the end of the chapter was it said he laughs at first and he understands and his eyes widen. Sorry, I say. That's when I break his nose and slam my elbow into his temple till he no longer moves. I'm like, why the fuck did he just kill this guy? Like, I thought he like legit killed the guy. And I was like,
Yeah.
this makes no sense. Why you killed the guy? Like,
Yeah, I'll say this. I enjoyed the book. I definitely kind of feel like I'm too old to be reading this. Like I am in a different reading level than this book is. Like I think if I was 13, this book would be so fucking cool. For as dark as it is, it's very like like 13-year-old writing. Very easy. It's just not bad, but it's just kind of like a lower reading grade. At least that's what I felt. Because like a lot of the events kind of feel like they're just being kind of told to you, and you don't really feel in the world. Like, there's
yeah,
not
it's
that many.
like,
There's not that many descriptions of like stuff. Like,
and then something happens, and then the
yeah,
next chapter they're already like
yeah.
2 months down the
Yeah,
road, and
we had 2 months and we did here. It's kind of like we did this. We got this flag. We killed these people. Well, we did this. That's the end of the book. And I mean, it's not bad. It's just kind of like I was reading. I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like I definitely felt like it's not very sophisticated writing. It's fine. It's just something I noticed. Like
right.
it's lower reading level than something even as easy to read as like Sanderson.
Yes, I would totally agree, and I think some of my confusion came from a real lack of more description
Yeah,
and more setup. Because I also thought that um, like the description of the challenge between Darrow and Mustang whenever she turned on him, and then they had the duel, and then she was like, "Ah, fuck this, the rules," and it ran off. I was like, that was kind of um, weird. Um, like, or sorry, he fought Pax, and then
yeah,
Mustang ran off, and I was like, that's not very honorable. Like, um, but yeah,
yeah.
it
It's
was
just
fine. It was
yeah.
fun. I thought the pacing was done well.
It definitely moves.
Chris, Chris told me that there was a slog section in this to him, and I was like, I didn't really feel a slog. Like
I
maybe
think
on a reread, but
I think he doesn't like the very beginning section of this where like he's like fighting in Minerva and then like he gets betrayed and then he gets like healed or whatever. And it's like him developing the relationship with Mustang. I think he doesn't. like something like that. That's what I remember him saying.
Okay, yeah, he didn't go into details. I didn't talk to him since I finished the book, so.
Mm. But yeah, but yeah, it's just something I noticed was kind of interesting about different reading level. I mean, I don't know. You could definitely say this is a younger reading level, even though it's very dark material.
It is very dark material.
Like there is
It's not
lo-
his dark
lo-
materials.
no, there's lots of rape in this book. So much. I mean, it's all off screen, but there's so much implied rape.
Yeah.
Uh, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we can get into it. So we stopped at chapter 26, right?
I
Something
think
like that.
so.
So basically, we're not going to go chapter by chapter like we did last time. We're kind of doing a more general thing. So
Yeah, we
this,
picked up at chapter 26, Mustang.
yeah. So this kind of following section is dealing with Darrow and Mustang and Minerva, who is the leader of Minerva, another thing, and they're kind of like it's kind of like his conquest of them and him kind of solidifying his reign over like the Reds and not the Reds, the Mars people. Um, and they do some crazy shit. They like sew people in the horses. I guess they saw Empire Strikes Back, and they're like, "Cool, we can do that with tauntauns." I don't know how they like position. I guess they did it during the night, like drug the horses into the position. But yeah, there was like pretty crazy thing where people got sewn into horses so they could spring a trap to like basically destroy Minerva. There was a bunch of other stuff before them of them meeting Minerva, meeting Mustang. She's kind of this precocious leader. There's a lot of stuff with her trying to do better with the society of like having it be more civilized, and because House of Mars is always very destructive, and they usually burn out, as we kind of see. But anyway, it goes bad for her. Basically, they lose to Darrow and everybody else in that aforementioned battle, but she gets away. And poignantly, Darrow sees where she's hiding and does not like call her out for her to get enslaved. So she is free. Everything's pretty good for right now. They're like, yeah, we're cool. Him and Titus, not Titus,
Cassius.
Cassius are like brothers, and then they go deal with Titus, who is basically everybody's been starving and stuff, and he's kind of like a feral dog, and it needs to get put down. Um, and it's very brutal, and doesn't win him favors with the rest of his people, but he gets killed. That's when we find out that Titus was another, in this case, failed experiment of turning reds into golds, because he uses Bloody Dam, which is apparently only used by reds. Um,
I liked later how Darrow was questioning himself of whether or not he said it out loud that he knew.
Yeah, because we find out that their like signet rings are like basically cameras and microphones and stuff. That's how they uh
They're
how the
tracked by their proctors.
yeah, yeah, basically, yep. Um yeah. Uh he gets a horse named Quietus. I don't know. I don't know if that horse is gonna come back. Maybe he does. I don't remember it dying. Um basically they're going pretty good. Um And then he gets betrayed by Cassius and stabbed run through the middle, and left for dead, but does not die. Ooh. Um, and he gets saved by Mustang. Uh, all throughout this, we've heard tales of the Jackal and how like crazy he is. Like, oh shit, that's crazy. But yeah, he gets stabbed. Basically, is dying. But gets saved by Mustang. Then we get this next big section is like him and Mustang forming their bond. Uh, you can stop me at any time because I'm skipping a lot of stuff.
No, it's like I said, it's I finished this over a week ago.
Yeah.
I hadn't been sitting on it, so if we don't
Yeah.
go into super detail, we don't go into super detail, and that's
Yeah.
fine.
There's a lot of internal politics and raids and stuff, but basically the big thing is that they beat Mustang, and then he gets betrayed by Cassius and almost killed. She saves him. Uh, they're like chilling in a cave because it's like winter time now. Uh, they kind of bond.
Yeah, I mean, I like this scene for character development and relationship development. Um, I'm trying to remember another. It was like it's a combination of two things that it reminded me of. One was Kaladin and Shallan in when they got stuck in the chasm
Yeah,
after the chasm fiend attack. Um, and it's like that, but it's not like that because the dynamic with Kaladin and Shallan is they both were like, oh, I'm going to have to be the one to protect the other one. Um, in this case, he was left to die and woke up being rescued and nursed to life by Mustang, but still kind of like that sweet um, romantic type savior piece going on.
yeah. We get their um they get their developing relationship. Obviously, it's gonna turn to she's gonna be the main love interest for the series unless something drastically happens. I don't believe so, but who knows? I've only read this book. Yeah, this
Interesting, as we find out, she's the arch governor's daughter.
yeah
And the his arch enemy, essentially, like his most hated enemy.
yeah
And I don't think it developed anything. Well, it did with when she ran off, and he's like, "Oh no, she's bringing her brother to me, and we're gonna have to fight both of them."
yeah
But outside of that, maybe it hasn't developed more in this book. It might in future books of, is this going to introduce strife in their relationship and trust issues?
yeah.
Um,
He does pretty clearly like put in like that she's you know one of the good goals because she's like singing Echo Eo's song and like she wants to do like more democracy type shit. Um,
yeah, but she was singing that before, like she ran off with his army to go meet with the jackal, and he
sure, sure,
still
sure.
thought,
Yeah,
his thoughts were like, it was questionable. Like, could this person that was singing the song actually betray me?
yeah,
What else did she lie about? Like, she had the opportunity to tell me that this was her brother, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah. But yeah, so it's just them. Very importantly, she still has her standards, so she can make slaves and also remove slave marks from people. Um, there's a whole thing where she gets like sick and he like nurses her back to health, like beats the shit out of some people. But basically, they start gathering an army of free people because there's like people that ran away from the different thing, kind of deserted their posts. Either they're slaves and just said screw that, we're actually not gonna like comply with that, or like other people from different things, and they start gathering together by branding them as slaves and then unbranding them and being like, "Hey, just follow us. We're
They
cool."
had a name, didn't they? The
Yeah,
the Oathbreakers.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they eventually found some of the other people that were enslaved, but then ran away and didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah,
And basically, I I can't remember if they first enslaved them and then made them freed them
I think
like they
they
did.
did that. Yeah, whenever they would take them, they would enslave them, and then, well, once they had enough people, they would keep them as slaves and say, "Hey, you can earn your like freedom or whatever." But right now, they would just like bop them out and be like, "Hey, we're gonna be an army of free men."
Yeah, that's what happened with the first ones they found. They took the slave brand over and then immediately took it off and said,
Yeah,
"Hey, you're free, but it'd be cool if you stayed with us."
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they basically start conquering other territories. They start growing their numbers, conquering other territories. They get the Bakers. That was what were they? There's somebody.
Di-
Jupiter, I think. No, not Jupiter. Jupiter.
Diana,
Diana. Yeah,
I, I want to say it was
I
no
think it.
Diana. Were in the woods, huh?
Yeah.
I'm looking in the wrong book right now.
But yeah, they get like the people that had the bread, and they were kind of like seemed to not be all that cool at fighting, so they take
S-
them over.
Ceres,
Yeah, series, yeah. And as we're doing that, we're hearing of basically two major blocks forming. It's basically the Jackal and then House Mars, and they're kind of the ones that are at war. While our heroes are like basically staying swift and mobile on the sidelines, picking off people, getting slaves as the war kind of keeps going on. Um, They eventually get the big ass dude back, what Pox?
Pax,
Pax,
and
yeah, Pax, who's like this giant dude because they start freeing some Minerva people. Um, Basically, eventually, through a bunch of this attrition and other stuff, um, they start getting fucked with by the proctors. Because the proctors, we find out, are basically rigging the game for the jackal to win because apparently the governor only likes his son and doesn't really care much about his daughter because she's not really getting any freebies. Um, and this is highly illegal. They even say like it could start like a civil war. Oh,
what the fuck was that?
I don't know. That was on your end, I'm pretty sure.
Accidentally hit a button on my keyboard.
All right, but yeah, uh,
Okay.
yeah. Uh, so anyway, yeah. So the proctors are kind of rigging it for him for the Jackal. We find out that his name is pretty cool because they like deliberately sealed themselves off in a tunnel and then like resort to cannibalism before they dug themselves out of it, which is gnarly. Um, but yeah, uh, so yeah, so the Proctors are working against him, and Darrow figures out that basically if a house falls and is completely wiped off the game, their proctor has to leave. So he's like, all right, we're gonna go take down Apollo because we're gonna get this dude who's fucking with us really badly out of the game. So that's gonna be like our plan, basically. So that's kind of what they do. They meet back
And
up with
Jupiter was the other one, right?
yeah, Apollo and Jupiter. Yeah. Um, so they end up meeting back with Severo, who was like went off to fight the Jackal because he was gonna like avenge um Darrow and stuff like that.
And he lost an eye, huh?
Yeah, he lost an eye. I still got this Howlers who are all like a bunch of crazy dudes, which is pretty cool. It's a cool name for a little strike force. Um,
Oh, one of the things as he gained as he brought in more people, he gave them wolfskin cloaks.
yeah,
Um, and then there was one where they didn't have any more at the moment, so he like uh figuratively gave them one. They still went through the motions of placing one on, but it was
Yeah.
non-existent.
Yeah, I
Um,
like how there wasn't a wolf big enough for a pack, so when they killed the bear, he got the bear skin. Um, yeah, so they're going up against Apollo. They end up taking him down. They get back Severo and his dudes. Yeah. Uh, I forget how they actually do it. It's kind of cool what they do. I forget. But anyway, they end up taking down Apollo. It's not really that important. Um, but it was a cool fight from what I remember. It might have been when they might have gone through the sewers and might have been that. Or was it when they had the ladder and all three of them jumped up onto the ladder and started fucking her? No, I think that was when they fought the Bakers.
yeah, that was the Bakers.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do,
I
do.
think it's when they oh, that's right.
It had to do with Severo
Yeah,
wanting
yeah,
to
yeah.
run.
So basically, he was talking to the Apollo Proctor, who had this dampening field. Um, so he couldn't interfere with them basically taking the castle because that's when they go through the sewers and stuff. And he's like, "It's very quiet out here, isn't it, Proctor?" And he's like, "What? No!" And they get taken down um uh not House Mars, but just Darrow and everybody else. It's pretty cool. Yeah. But we find out later that the proctors do not leave because they say screw the rules. We wanna we want to kill Darrow because he sucks. He's getting away with our money. We need our money.
Yeah,
Um,
and throughout this whole process too, he's collecting the goods that the proctors have been giving the other houses. So they're like gaining technology in
yeah,
weaponry, basically going from very rudimentary weapons to high-tech weapons.
yeah. At the end.
So
Um, yeah. So that was crazy, pretty cool. Um, so yeah, we learned that.
and
It,
this was so all of
yeah,
this happened after um Fitchner had come and talked to Darrow, and Fitchner was like, "Hey, you really need to stop because you're pissing the proctors off. We don't want that. Just let them win. You're gonna survive. You're gonna get an apprenticeship somewhere. It's gonna be cool." And that's when Darrow figured out that Severo was Fitchner's son, and so he was worried about Fitchner was worried about Severo if Darrow and them continued to go against the other proctors. Because if they did, it was going to start that war, and they were going to be like, well, you're going to be a casualty at this point.
yeah,
Um, I thought it was very interesting that Fitchner was Severo's dad. I don't think it hit, I think that moment of reveal had the potential to be a big hitter and go, oh my God. Instead, when I read it, I was like, oh, that's cool. Um,
yeah.
but it didn't they set up Severo, which I missed. You brought it up in the last section where they were hinting that Severo killed
The special guy. Yeah.
the
Started
P
with a
guy.
P. Yeah,
Yeah,
started with a
sort of a
P.
P. Um, they killed him when he wasn't supposed. Like nobody thought anything of Severo, and it was highly hinted that he killed that guy. Um, but they didn't they made him mysterious, but they didn't make it seem like he was like there was something unique or special about him and his position there, other than, oh, that's interesting. He killed that guy and he wasn't supposed to. And now he's off with wolves. And so when that reveal came, it wasn't as big of a moment. It could have been if they hinted at it more. But I just thought of this, the fact that, maybe Severo and Fitchner had agreed already, for Severo, that's why he went out into the woods in the first place, and just to get away and then join with the wolves. But then he was persuaded by Darrow's um, charisma and his passion and his plan here to get back at after the arch governor.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the reason it didn't hit is because we didn't really know Several that well. It's one of the like we only really know Darrow because it's from his perspective. So like he was just kind of like the weird wolf rogue assassin guy. And you're like, yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. He's like multi-class into assassin. Um, so like we didn't really have that much of a emotional tie to him, other than just like, oh, he seems really crazy and likes to kill wolves.
It reminds me of the Toad people, the God, what were their names in Game of Thrones? The brother and sister.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They oh my god,
God,
they live in the castle that moves. It's really cool. Um,
yeah, it was either Toad or Frog people that
yeah,
descendants of. Oh man, that's gonna bother me.
yeah. It's like
So the Krenog men were the. Let's see, what were their names?
they're pretty cool. They're cooler in the books than in the
The
show.
Reeds.
Yeah, the Reeds, Oliver Reed. He's cool.
Yeah, Jojen and Mira Reed,
Yeah,
the children of Howland Reed. Yeah, yeah, it reminds me of that. Like, hey, they were interesting, like weird people that just did interesting things and kind of had badass moments. But
yeah. I mean, I assume he's. I mean, it seems pretty clear we have our like classic like trio of main characters with Darrow, him, and Mustang are going to be are like people going forward. I would be surprised if that's not the case. Um, I wonder if it ever gets into other perspectives. Uh, I'm curious about that, but yeah, like the Proctor thing is just yeah, it was cool. Like I like the it really reminded me of like Hunger Games, with like the different like boons you could get and stuff. Um, but yeah, yeah, let's see. So yeah, they basically beat Apollo. He's just not going to leave, so they're like, all right, we're going to go against Jupiter, and we're going to take his shit too. So maybe we'll win. Um, I don't know. Like it's kind of rigged against us. They let's see. Oh, then they go and then they meet up with the jackal and like it's like a obvious trap or whatever. And like he like pins his hand down, which is pretty cool. They like he like sends dudes to like go beat up the guys that are like hiding in the like sewers or whatever. That was pretty cool. Um,
yeah, I thought this section was fun because he comes in and there's a guy who's like, yeah, Jupiter ran away and I'm so and so of this house, and
yeah,
like Darrow saw through it and was like, all right, let's celebrate. We're gonna drink all this wine that we found, which was actually just grape juice.
yeah,
And so like I thought it was I thought it was fun that he put in that some of his soldiers or people in his army like that he trusted and trusted him. They didn't quite know what he was going on about, but they just followed along with him. Um, and so like everybody was like acting drunk. And so, the jackal was like, "Oh, they're all drunk. Oh, we'll take advantage of them." But yeah, having his hand stabbed through the table and he not really care. He's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, he's like, oh, whatever. Yeah, there's more hints about the twist with Mustang where like she like sees him but doesn't say anything, and he's like, you seem to have clocked it pretty early on that something was up with their relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one she brought up the name of the jackal before um that that chick got sent, right? The
yeah.
jackal sent
He was like
basically an emissary, a diplomat to go, hey,
covered in
but,
bone.
huh?
He was covered in bones. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you might as well give up, or hey, you come join us and be fucked. Um, but then the moment I 100% knew was when they said the same quote. I forgot what the quote was,
Yeah,
but I was like, hey, such and such says that. Like the
yeah,
jackal said it, and I was like, hey, Mustang has said that before. Um, I forgot what it was, damn it.
yeah. Also, you kind of said it, but Darrow had knocked out Fitchner and stolen his stuff. Yeah, that's happened before he meets the Jackal, because that becomes important in what's happening next. So yeah, he like stabs him. He's like, ha ha, ha," starts talking shit to him and stuff. And then I basically is like, he's like, come on, man, let me win. Like you're gonna get rewards. Like this is school. Like why are you trying so hard? That's kind of funny, which is kind of true. Um, and then he's like, "Hey, well, guess what? I'll let you go if you cut off your hand." He's like, "Sure, it's just a hand." Starts chopping off his hand, which was pretty gnarly. And then he like, there's like the proctors interfere and like throw like a flashbang or something, right? And then it's something weird like that. I kind of and then yeah, Barker's come and he like ends up killing Pax with a knife and running away. So rip Pax, the big dude. We heard about his like obsidian big girlfriend. So maybe we'll meet her. Um, yeah, he gets away with Sand's hand. I'm curious their relationship in the next book because he's going to be basically working for him, which is going to be interesting. Um,
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
yeah, so that would be fun. But yeah, so he gets away, and then basically, the Apollo Proctor comes down and is like, "Guess what, bitch? We've taken Mustang, and you need to like you need to chill. Like you've done too much. Like stop. We're gonna get all this money and position and power. Like just chill. I hate you." And Dara's like, "Hey, what's up? I noticed if I touch you, your personal shield doesn't work. So I grab you and then I stab you in the eye." He kills the dude and is like, "Guess what? I got all your technology now. We're gonna go up to Olympus and storm the Proctor area, which is pretty cool. And we're gonna rescue the Fair Maiden."
That's funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
So much stuff happened in the second half,
it
and
did.
it's been a while since I read it. I forgot that they stormed Olympus. They
Yeah,
just went in there and like
yeah. They just go and take it. It's pretty.
they were. I mean, there was a lot of resistance. Some of them were getting murked, but
Yeah, yeah. So
there were servants up there too. It wasn't just
yeah, there
Brock.
was like Reds and shit up there too. And we get a little bit of his newfangled ideology. 'Cause he's like, "Oh, these people are so slow and fragile." which is kind of fun. Um, yeah. So basically, they go up to a storm Olympus. Olympus has fallen. Um, I think that's the one with that's the one with Jamie Foxx. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And Olympus falls. Uh,
I didn't see that one.
that's one of the two terrorist attack the president movies that came out like back to back, like 6 years ago or whatever. One has Gerard Butler and one has Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx and maybe Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler in that one.
Gerard Butler and Morgan Freeman, I think it
Okay.
was, and Aaron Eckhart.
It's a good guess.
This person asks, "Is White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen the same movie?"
I think White House Down is the Jamie Foxx one. It's like Deep Impact and Armageddon. Sometimes movies come out that are just the same. Um,
Yeah, I
but
mean the movies weren't the same, but
they're
the
close enough.
subject matter of The Illusionist
Yeah.
and The Prestige, the subject matter was similar.
Yeah.
They came out around the same time. But yeah, White House Down was Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it was kind of funny. It's always interesting when that happens. But yeah, they basically storm Olympus. There's some pretty cool fights. There's like one fight where there's they're using crazy like laser swords, basically not quite laser swords. I mean, I actually don't.
They're
They're
like
like,
pulse
yeah,
swords.
they're like pulse swords. So like I guess they're like vibro if you're into Star Wars um
I
or
kind of thought of
any
them like
other.
is in Dune as well, right? Like
Uh,
the
I mean, the Chris knives don't vibrate, but
the ones that go through the pulse shield or the God,
no,
what
you,
was
you just gotta go really slow.
oh
Yeah, because they're like kind of like a bubble, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read Dune. So like once you pin it, like it stops things from going fast. So like stop a bullet. So like once you get through it, then you can like stab people. It's pretty cool.
so almost like the surface tension impact would deflect it, but if you went slow, you could go through it.
Yeah, kind of. And if you shoot them with laser guns, they like blow up, and you don't say nobody uses lasers in Dune because it like causes like a nuclear explosion or something like that. So, it goes really big boom. We should do Dune. Dune's fun. Even though I think we both read the first three or four.
I read the first two for sure, and I was reading the third one, and then I stopped for some reason. It was
Yeah,
fine, but I was just like
yeah,
I moved on to something different.
they get crazy. But anyway, not Dune. Though maybe uh, there will be Muad'Dib and raise an uprising, a jihad. Uh, the
I could see
cowards,
that.
the cowards of the movies they don't call it a jihad. But anyway, they take Olympus. There's some cool fights. They all now have like crazy technology now because they have like they can like fly and do cool stuff. Once again, this is kind of where I felt a lot of the lack of descriptions and stuff because or like lack of when you come from like Sanderson and stuff, like the lack of world building in this is a little jarring. Of like, what is the technology? It seems like they have like invisibility cloaks and like power armor, kind of, but we don't really. You get enough to kind of understand what's happening, but you don't get like the good, like nitty gritty world building that you get with like something like Sanderson.
You
But,
don't have like hard rules about
yeah,
the
like
the
you,
levels. Like you could understand like with Sanderson, like oh shit, someone has a shard blade. Okay, these people are fucked.
yeah,
They only have a regular giant sword
yeah, like
and
they say
plate armor.
they say like razors and like pulse shafts and stuff, so you can like get the idea. But I don't know what exactly a razor is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what a razor is either.
I just know it's kind of like a cool sword. I
Yeah, I
don't think
figured
it.
it was like a small, like just dagger type thing.
Yeah, I think it's a sword. I don't know. They like fight duels with it, so it might be like a shard blade, like a long sword. I don't know. Anyway, um, they win. They rescue Mustang. They have a little, and they have a kiss. Oh my god. Um, but he stops himself because he's like, oh my god. Yo, my wife.
My
Um,
wife.
but he's like, maybe I'll have something with Mustang. Uh, then they kind of wrap it up. We have the thing where like he goes back down and sees Cassie. Says like, "Hey, what's up? I can fly now." He's like, "You win, but I hate you. I swear like a blood oath to like beat you in the real world." And so that will probably come back next book, which will be fun. Um, and then we get the thing where it's like, Fishner's like, "Hey, guess what? Mustang is his twin sister Virginia." Um, and he's like, "Shit! Oh
Sweet
no!"
Virginia.
Because he had given her like half of his forces to like go root out the jackal. So he's like, "Shit!" Now they have the same amount of technology as us because they have that, and
And half my army.
and half my army. We're kind of screwed. So he like basically prepares to defend the citadel and like repel the invasion, but it turns out she betrayed her brother and like comes back with him naked, which was kind of interesting. Um,
But she doesn't tell him immediately. Like she shows up and
yeah,
he's like there with his stuff and she's like, this is for me, I take it. He's like, yeah. And then she's like, well, look what I have.
yeah,
I've got the jackal. And he's like, oh my God, you didn't betray me. Right?
and she's also like, I get it. I get why you thought I betrayed you, but nah, we're cool. Then we get kind of like the epilogue where like all the higher ups come down like, oh shit, somebody actually took Olympus. That's not supposed to happen. And they're like, we'll overlook it this time. And there's talks. I think this is also where we get Cassius's like blood oath to Darrow, vengeance, and then we get the big thing of the arch governor comes and is like, "Hey, you're really cool. You should join my house, and you could be even cooler." And you could maybe get like a fleet and some other cool stuff. And he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna tell me not to get with your daughter?" And he's like, "No, we're she can do what she wants. It's fine." Um,
Doesn't he
and
insult the Jack his son too?
yeah, he calls him a jackal, and then the governor's like, "Don't call him that stupid nickname. He's from royalty or whatever. He's like a big, strong dude." Like, no, I mean he kind of earned that name. That's what he's gonna be called. He also like he's like I like it. I like the point. He's like, yeah, my men will remember me, and like we really did something this day. And the governor was like, no, see that was like school time. You're about to be in the real world, and they're gonna like forget about you. We'll see how true that is. That was kind of he's like, this has happened a lot, like every year basically. Every year, one of you comes out and is like the badass warlord. Like, no, but of course, we know that Darrow is different because he's the main character. Um, and basically proposes for him to join the house, which he ends up doing. He swears the oath, and he gets he, like forsakes his fake name to get his new name of the house. It becomes a legatus because it's very Roman. Um, and yeah, so he's a lancer of House Augustus.
It's Augustus. But is it Darrow Augustus?
I don't I don't know if he gets the last name. Maybe, well, probably. Lancer of House Augustus. Maybe he just
Darrow
doesn't.
Lancer of House Augustus.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be cool. Oh yeah, we learned that like his his other son was killed by Cassius's family. So they're like a blood feud already. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, we
Uh,
knew that.
yeah,
Like Cassius had said it, right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that's kind of in the book. Um, hopefully this will be the end of school, even though I guess he has to learn how to command a fleet. So maybe there will be that schooling, but it'll be in the real world.
It's
I,
kind of like a Ender's Game, right? You got the different levels of schooling. So it's like command center now,
yeah, yeah,
command
definitely.
training.
I wonder how many of like the people in like House Mars are going to be like on the side, like you have like Quinn and some like that. So also that dude that starts with an R, he didn't die. We thought he died, but he didn't die.
R.
Ricardo or whatever. His like friend from House Mars. Um, you know what I'm talking about?
Ricardo.
S- s- something like that. He's like the dude that was the poet or whatever. Um, who like his like girl got killed and like they thought he was dead.
I can't
He,
remember his name. I know what you're talking
yeah, it
about.
starts on the R. Anyway, he's not dead, so
Rarudo. No.
it might be. Um,
Spell Rizzuto.
so I'm assuming he's gonna come back as a character.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
it was kind of funny because it was like a two sentence like thing. It's like, hey, you're not dead. Like when he goes and like gets the command from Cassius or whatever, he's like, hey, you're not dead. He's like, yep, I'm not dead. Um, so it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh, we learned something. So with Tactus, we learned about iron golds being like we learned about the society of golds, like iron golds or like the old like old money gold people. And that Tactus is of that. And
Yeah.
Tactus was
Oh, Roke.
Roke,
R-O. Yeah,
yeah,
Roke.
or
He's
Rock or whatever.
Rock.
Yeah.
However you say it. Stupid little
Um,
ender.
Tactus was we didn't talk about Tactus, but he basically was a character that came almost became the new Titus, I think. And yeah,
Yeah, he was the guy. He was one of the guy. He was sewn into the one of the horses and came kind of crazy.
yeah, and so he was like, I gotta deal with this guy, or he's gonna take over like Titus did. Um, and so he's like, well, shit, I can't fight him, I can't kill him. All right, I'm gonna whip him. And this was actually a big part of this thing. So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
whips him, and I just remembered it by looking through there. He whips him and then goes, all right, here, now you whip me. And at first he's like, what? All right, we're gonna have fun here. Um, but just it ended up forming a, as Tactus said, blood brother bond.
yeah. I like how it was. He started whipping him. He's like, "You're not doing it hard enough." Pax the big motherfucker. He's like, "You whip me," and he's like smacking him on the back. Yeah, I forgot about that, but that was a big thing that basically bonded them over.
And
Um,
not just with Tactus, but like it showed like everybody around, like, hey, I have to deal out this justice. Um, but if you do, then you got to do it to, I'm gonna do it to you, and it's done to me.
yeah, because
Um,
your poor behavior reflects on me because I'm the leader. Yeah, it was a cool part.
yeah, and it was funny. There was one person in that mentioned something was like, oh, now all these people are gonna go out and do something dumb just so they can whip you.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know, maybe.
maybe it didn't happen that way. Or fortunately for him.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's the book. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it moved so fast. Which I'm glad of. I'm glad there wasn't like two books with them doing this because you could easily do like an entire series of just this because it's
Hunger
like it,
Games did it.
yeah, basically we got all the Hunger Games in one book.
Yeah.
Um, it is weird though. One thing is like the goal, like all it made it seem like all the goals were like the cream of the crop. There's a lot of like really shitty ones, and it was kind of weird. Did you get that?
Yeah, but also, I mean, at any level, right? There's going to be like even at the top, like if you take the NFL, right? Like anybody that's playing in the NFL, even backups, like they're going to completely destroy any regular person at football, right? That's why they're in the NFL. And the number of people that play in college football there's so many more people playing college football than are in the NFL, right? So you have a very small set of people that make it into the NFL. But then you look at teams like this year, like, the Saints, and it's like, how are these people NFL football players like they have won 2 games out of what 11 games now? Like
Oh my god.
how bad like it makes people go, I could play better than that. Well, no, there's just like so many levels of that, and then play calling or whatever, and just getting the best of somebody. Uh, but I think of it more like that. But it does seem that way, right? They just like, oh,
Yeah.
these people just get fucked. But
Yeah. Well, it's because like some of like the like houses or whatever didn't have like like an elite boss or whatever. There was like the bread people were just kind of like they just kind of got owned. It's like okay, I mean y'all did kill y'all kill people in hand-to-hand combat to survive here, so like I was expecting to be a little bit better, and maybe that's like the drafting system. They drafted them off of intelligence or something, but so I don't know. It was just something kind of funny. Like I'm sure it's like what you said with the NFL, where um, the degrees of badassery are just amplified. But yeah, it was something I kind of noticed. And I guess we didn't get that much of like we got the reds by themselves basically, and then the golds by themselves. We didn't really get like how much better a average gold is to a red. Like, are they like 15 times better, or are they just like 2 times better? Like,
yeah,
so once we get probably out into the greater world, we can see like, oh, these guys are the cream of the crop, even if they're like lieutenants or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes. It seems like um, he has a Darrow has a potential squad of people that will um, he'll
Oh,
recruit onto
uh,
his side to
yeah.
to
One thing that is very major that happens at the end of the book, uh, I forgot about, is that it very much seems like Severo knows that he's a red because he like scrubs the word
oh
bloody
yeah,
damn
him he
from
said bloody damn, and
yeah
he was like, hey, I scrubbed the video, which we find out that they do scrub some of the video before they like the proctors will scrub the videos before they give them to the public and the drafters and everything so that what they're doing doesn't get out.
yeah
And yeah, Severo was talking to Daryl. He's like, hey, I couldn't make out the last few words you said at the end there, so I just like removed them. But it
Yeah,
was like it's like bloody damn, like
yeah,
totally would have given him away as a red. So
yeah. So, because that's gonna be interesting. Because what, how Mustang responds when she learns that he's a red, how you know, everybody like Severo or anybody else. That's funny. I wonder if the goals are like, huh? We can we could just experiment on reds and make them golds and like have an endless supply of an army. And we don't care how many of them like die in the process. We should just do that, um, which would be kind of interesting. But yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. Because that reveal, is very classic.
I also feel that Fitchner has communications with Dancer and the Sons of Ares.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I think he's mentioned. I think he mentioned something like, "Hey, your friends or whatever."
Yeah,
Like he gave him something and said, "This is from
yeah.
your
He gave him the
the lock."
necklace. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So he definitely knows. Like Fitchner definitely. So I think he's going to have an ally with
yeah,
Fitchner and Severo.
definitely.
So it'll
Yeah,
be fun. I'm excited. Um, so yeah, I think we decided we are going to um, go ahead and complete the first three books in this series before we move on to uh, the Lycanius trilogy. That's our plan after this. Um, and then after, and we might split up the Lycanius trilogy with something else. Um, maybe, maybe at that point, the second era or whatever of Red Rising. Um, but yeah, so next episode we will be reading. We'll do the first 28 chapters of
Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. So that's a lot. It's a little over. It's a bit over halfway of the book. Um, but I am told that it's a exciting spot to stop. So um, look forward to that. So
Oh,
if you've made it this far, congratulations. You've listened to over an hour of us talking about half of a book. Go ahead and do us a favor. You can hit that like button. You can hit subscribe. You can share this with your friends, your enemies, your family, um,
your fellow
any
Reds.
any bloody damn person you want.
Yeah,
Um,
and comment who your favorite character is.
yes, don't do any spoilers, but in book one, who's your favorite character? Um, and yeah, all that good stuff. Let's make sure you go visit our sponsor, Mudcat Whiskers, www.mudcatwhiskers.com. Don't forget to use the code Paperweights at checkout to save yourself 15%. Um, if you're in the Louisiana area, there's one more weekend of the Louisiana Renaissance Festival. So catch him outside. No, he's in a little bend near the lake, near the weapons store and the doll store. And there's also like the little dragon puppets are in that same area too. So make sure you check him out and tell him I sent you. And you can smell any of the scents, fragrances he has there and make a choice without having to buy it and then get it in and go, I don't like this one. Um, so plus you might even save more money because you don't have to pay for shipping um, by buying it in person. And yeah, we will. I think that was everything. Leave a rating and review for us anywhere that you can. It helps us out. And we will see each other next episode for Golden Sun.
Bye.
Bye.